It's January 5th, JLD here, and welcome to MSTR Today and the Treasury Titans. I don't know what Michael Saylor's doing right here, but he is looking like he is on fire. Nothing in this video is financial advice, but Bitcoin is going up, up, up. Michael Saylor is going up, up, up. And what did he do? Well, let's tune on in because orange or green is the question. Well, we're about to find out in probably just an hour or two. Many of you who are watching this video will already know because they will have announced it. But did Michael Saylor buy Bitcoin? Did Michael Saylor add to the fiat reserve? I'm actually going to go out and venture that he did a little bit of both. My guess is that he bumped up the fiat reserve to 3 months and that he added as much Bitcoin as he possibly could over and above that. We'll see. Wouldn't surprise me if he just stacked Bitcoin either. So time will tell. But Bitcoin's on a little bit of a run right now. It hit 93 earlier today. No idea where it is while you're watching this, but hopefully it's still around that range, if not higher. And Jeff says if this Bitcoin price action holds, Stretch will likely be bumping up against 100 for the next 9 trading days. Last time Stretch hit par was early November for about 4 trading days, resulting in $100 million in ATM sales. Amplified Bitcoin is ready to roar, and I'm ready for it as well. And by the way, the reason why he says the next 9 trading days is because on the 15th is when the snapshot is. So a lot of people that do own Stretch do sell on the 15th or the 16th after the snapshot's been taken. Which results in a little bit of downward price action for Stretch is what I'm sure Jeff is referring to here. But only time will tell what happens because, 11% is pretty darn sweet. Anthony says 90% of success can be boiled down to consistently doing the obvious thing for an uncommonly long period of time without convincing yourself you're smarter than you are. Shane Parrish. Why do I get up every single day and walk 3 miles with my dog? Why do I walk 3 miles every evening to kind of end the day as well? Why am I in the gym every single morning doing either an upper body or a lower body workout, doing red light therapy, doing the stretching and lymphatic exercises that I do? Because I'm telling you, it's consistently doing the obvious thing for an uncommonly long period of time. I'm not seeing results after doing that after a week, after a month, after 6 months. Yeah, things start looking better. After a year, it just becomes routine. And all of a sudden people are like, wow, it seems like you're either not aging or getting younger. It's when you're doing the obvious thing for an uncommonly long period of time without convincing yourself you're smarter than you are. I'm not trying to outsmart myself. I'm just doing what I know is right every single day, making it part of my routine. And I'm doing the exact same thing with MSTR. I'm doing the exact same thing with my trust and belief of Michael Saylor, Fong Lee, and the entire strategy team. That's what I'm doing. That is my focus because I am absolutely convinced that the obvious thing to do is to trust Michael Saylor, is to trust Fong Lee, is to trust strategy because I believe in Bitcoin and I believe in the strategy that Michael Saylor is doing. And so I'm just going to do it for a long period of time. I'm going to trust them for a long period of time to execute. And that is my premise. I've put thousands of hours in the study of Bitcoin, into the study of MSTR, into the study of Michael Saylor, and I am convinced that this is the obvious thing to do. And guess what? I'm not going to do it for a week or a month. I'm going to do it for decades, an uncommonly long period of time. And I'm not going to convince myself I'm smarter than I am. No, I just put in the work. And I'm trusting people who I know are much, much smarter than me and are working much, much harder than me. And I feel so blessed to be able to invest in a company like that. Now, here's a little post that I made yesterday that did go viral. When I gave you guys a little snapshot, it was at 45,000 views. Now it's up to 64.6 thousand views. And again, for me, these are huge numbers. When I put MSTR will hit $776 this year, in my opinion, here's why. Let's go through it. 1, Bitcoin rips higher. When Bitcoin breaks past 100K, MSTR is a rocket. The company's basically a leveraged Bitcoin ETF. So every 10K move in Bitcoin can add serious juice to the share price of MSTR. Number 2, the premium comes roaring back. When Bitcoin's rip roaring, investors pile into MSTR and push it far above its actual Bitcoin value. That's premium to NAV, and it's gone wild before, and it can go wild once again when the FOMO hits. Number three, Wall Street wakes up to the yield story. Strategies, new preferred shares, and potential Bitcoin yield programs give the company more income streams and a flywheel that won't quit. Once the market realizes MSTR can earn Bitcoin, not just hold it, valuation multiples expand. Number four, Saylor keeps stacking. Michael Saylor is relentless. Every time the company raises cash or issues equity, he buys more Bitcoin. That never sell, only stack strategy compounds over time and keeps the story alive. Bears will tell you something different, but they are clueless. They are clueless. They are clueless. Number five, spot Bitcoin ETF flows lift all boats. Billions are flowing into Bitcoin ETFs. As Bitcoin supply tightens and prices climb, MSTR becomes the purest public market play on that narrative, and institutions already know it. Number six, Main Street adoption finally clicks. And this is where more public companies, family offices, and countries start adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. Strategies, early mover advantage, and huge holdings make it the benchmark for corporate Bitcoin exposure. Number seven, momentum traders love it. When MSTR runs, it runs hard. Retail funds, algos, they all chase it. They turn a 5% Bitcoin move into a 25% MSTR surge. By the way, I experienced that exact thing about this time last year. I remember I was on a boat here in the Caribbean, and MSTR just went up 25% in one day. And Bitcoin was up like 4 or 5%. It was something of beauty to watch. If Bitcoin trends up this year, that kind of momentum could easily send it towards $776. Summation, with the Bitcoin rocket as the fuel, Saylor's conviction, and premium hype, I really believe MSTR could hit 776 in 2026. And the bears, they are clueless. And why are they clueless? Because they haven't put in the work. And I love Adam's comment here. Why so bearish? Love it, because we just get it, Adam. We definitely, absolutely get it. Let's go to Zincs. Between 2011 and 2025, Bitcoin has been the best performing asset 11 out of 15 times. The 4 times it was not the best performer, it finished the year red. This includes the year 2025. I'm betting on mean reversion, excuse me, and that Bitcoin would be the best performing asset in 2026. Bullish. Let's go. Let's be bullish. Chris says, as an investor, not betting when you don't have an edge is just as important as betting big when you do have an edge. And guess what, my friends? We have Michael Saylor. We have an edge. Somebody who understood and figured out the pristine capital that is Bitcoin before many other people did. Of course, not before everybody, because he didn't start getting into it till 2020, but that was 5 years ago. He front ran the institutions. He front ran nation states. He's front run sovereign wealth funds, pensions in a major way. And they are just now catching up. Michael Saylor is our edge. Bitcoin's monthly performance since 2011, save it. January is looking pretty darn green here. So is in February. March, not so much. It has recently, though, but time will tell. Adam wants us to know that MetaPlanet was up 14.53% to start the day in Tokyo. Don't know where it's at now, but this is where it was a few hours ago. 4.9% cost of capital with public pref issuance on the way, paid in decaying yen. We will see many more days like this. Let's go. MetaPlanet, my second biggest holding by a long shot. They are the titan of the treasury titans. Of course, there's MSTR, who's the king and will never be dethroned. And then there is the treasury titan, MetaPlanet, who we will be covering this year for sure on this channel. So definitely buckle in for that, because I'm a big believer, and you're even going to get some more reasons why. Look at this post by Simon. A year ago, and this is the MetaPlanet CEO. A year ago, we were the tiny red box at the bottom of the image, still buying, never stopping. Of course, strategy is huge at 672,000, but here's MetaPlanet really coming up big in fourth place, about to pass 21 Capital, by the way. And this was them 1 year ago and change. And this is when MicroStrategy only had 252,000. But look at their box actually got a little bit smaller, even though they added 400,050 Bitcoin. That's insane. Oh man, that's the thing of beauty. But look at MetaPlanet, this tiny box, and now they are way up here, taking up some serious real estate. So congratulations to Simon. Congratulations to Dylan. Congratulations to the entire MetaPlanet team. Just like Michael Saylor has absolute conviction, so doesn't Simon and Dylan. I love what they're doing. I'm so pumped up and honored to be on their team as an investor. I'm just an investor at MetaPlanet, and I will continue to add to my stack, just like I'm adding to my MSTR stack. And 2026, in my opinion, is going to be a great year. And then, of course, Supply Shocks wants us to remember that the real tragedy is that these folks will keep on coming forever, Laura. And then this is just Trend Spider, just another clueless bear. Somebody with 560,000 followers. This is how dumb people can be. Tragedy. They really think Michael Saylor and strategy are a tragedy. I mean, honestly, they're probably just trying to get clicks, and they're just, trying to be funny and clickbait and all that stupid stuff. Maybe they're shorting the stock, and they're trying, to create some fun around it. But it's just an example. The FUD will never stop. The stupidity, the cluelessness, the ignorance, the incompetence, it will never stop. This will be the most hated rally ever when it happens, because so many people are so clueless about the fundamentals of strategy for one reason. They're just not willing to put in the effort. They're not willing to put in the time to understand what Michael Saylor has already figured out 5 years ago. So here we go. Rock and roll. Let's end this note. Let's see if Bitcoin is doing anything right now. Right now, 92,903. Let's go. Look at the 5-day chart. Looking pretty nice since the beginning of January right here, up over 6% in the past 5 days. And I've got a great clip of Michael Saylor coming right at you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. When you want more for your business, start with Northwest Registered Agent and get access to thousands of free guides, tools, and legal forms to help you launch and protect your business all in one place. Build your complete business identity with Northwest today. Your business identity is more than your logo or website. It's everything that defines who you are and how you operate, from what your customers see to what they don't, like operating agreements, meeting minutes, and compliance paperwork. With Northwest, you'll get more for your business, more privacy, more guidance, and more free resources than you'll find anywhere else. For nearly 30 years, Northwest Registered Agent has helped entrepreneurs form, grow, and protect their businesses. They're the largest registered agent and LLC service in America, powered by over 1,500 corporate guides, real people who know the local laws. It can help you every step of the way. Don't wait. Protect your privacy, build your brand, and get your complete business identity in just 10 clicks and 10 minutes. Visit www.northwestregisteredagent.com/JLD free and start building something amazing. Get more with Northwest Registered Agent at www.northwestregisteredagent.com/JLD free. Michael Saylor just made an $835 million bet buying the Bitcoin dip. Right now, Bitcoin's fallen almost 40% off its October high, and the big money is buying the dip. What's your strategy? Now might be a great time to convert your IRA or 401k to Bitcoin with the help of Bit IRA. Plus, you can fund it with pre-tax funds, then continue to invest in it over time as you do any other retirement account. Bit IRA protects your assets with end-to-end insurance, highly secure storage, multi-encryption, and registered with the US government. Your IRA is fully IRS compliant. Best of all, you can trade crypto within your retirement account without incurring taxes on any buys or sells. Just go to bitira.com/JLD and request a free info guide. Once you do that and open your IRA, you'll get a free ledger. Bitcoin has proven time and time again to rebound, every cycle going from a higher low to a higher high. With Strategy's latest purchase, Michael Saylor clearly believes Bitcoin is at a discount. Time for you to get into. Go to bitira.com/JLD to open a tax-sheltered IRA in Bitcoin.
So the liquidity in these things has gone from 70 million to 180 million in a few weeks. And let me try to illustrate this a different way. The preferred stock market has normally been a garbage market. Most of these securities are garbage. That they go into a portfolio and people wait to die. They're sold via 144A transactions, which means that it's illegal for the public to buy them unless you're a qualified investor. When they're sold that way, they trade 100,000 a day with a bid-ask spread that might be 300 basis points wide. If you take one public, they trade 1 million a day. The first set of digital credit instruments we created traded 20 million, 20x that. And then when we finally got it right with Stretch, it trades 100x that. And this is 12 weeks old. So our goal here is to get this to $1 billion a day. And it's a chicken and the egg thing. Like, why would I want to trade it? Well, if it's a heterogeneous, low yielding instrument, there's no reason to buy it. There's no reason to trade it. Because these are perpetual, they're going to last forever. That meant that we could put a shelf registration on them, and we could grow the AUM in the same way that you might grow a proprietary credit ETF. And that was always our vision for this. Now, we discovered that putting Bitcoin together with preferred stock, together with an IPO, together with a shelf registration was an innovation. But then we tripped over this next point, which is we discovered that all the dividends that we pay out are tax-free for you, right? Tax deferred, technically. Basically, the bug was, oh, you're funding the dividends by selling equity, and you don't have cash flows to fund the dividends. Well, the fact that we fund the dividends with equity means that it's return of capital, which means that all the dividends become tax deferred. And that means that you don't pay New York City tax, you don't pay New York State tax, you don't pay federal tax. You just get the dividend, and the basis in the instrument is reduced. And so a ROC dividend is 0% effective tax rate until your basis goes to zero. Then it becomes like a qualified dividend, which is a long-term capital gains tax. And what it isn't is interest income, which is what every bond would be and every money market or every bank credit instrument would be. We thought about it, and then first we thought, well, is this true for all the instruments? And then we said, why is it true? And then it's true because we don't generate substantial earnings and profit, E&P. And then we thought, well, will it continue to be true? And then we thought, well, yeah, the credit's the product. This is going to be true forever. And so the business model is an interesting one. It basically is a triple tax deferred business model once you understand it. And so you sell the credit creates the amplification on the equity, and that's what actually creates the equity value. The more credit you sell, the more Bitcoin per share you create, and that's how you outperform Bitcoin. And the trick is, people have known you could do this, but the trick is to do it without credit risk. So, if I go and I borrow money for 12 months, then I've got a massive credit risk. 5-year money is a credit risk. But if you borrow the money with intention to never pay it back, there's no credit risk. How do you borrow money with intention to never pay it back? You sell preferred equity.
What's the second best? There is no second best.